Morning all you Be Active fitness people out there. I was going to do my protein porridge this morning, but Mrs F didn't get up in time, so we're going for something a little bit different. So a lot of my diet plans revolve around what we call carb cycling. I'm a big believer in carb cycling. So that doesn't mean you have to go out on the bike. What that means is that we use carbohydrates when the body needs them. So we feed carbohydrates to the body when the body needs them. A lot of people ask me, well, how do you get fat? And they equate eating fat with getting fat, and that's not strictly true. I'm not going to go into huge scientific detail here, but I've set up a little demonstration. So carbs are broken down and basically they're stored as glycogen. Glycogen in the muscles, in the liver, and it can be stored as fat. So if you consider this beaker as a human body, and these are the glycogen stores, and at the minute there's plenty of glycogen in there, and we've topped it right up. So we go and do some exercise, whatever that might be. We take the dog for a walk. So let's say we take the dog for a walk. We've used up a little bit of glycogen store. We might go on a bike ride. We've used up a little bit more of our glycogen stores. We might do a HIIT workout. And if we do a HIIT workout, we're going to use up more of our glycogen stores. And while the beaker is either half full or full, we're in a good place. But then we eat something sugary, something full of carbs. What happens? Well, your body has to store them, use them. So again, if you were doing exercise, we could use a small proportion of those as we were exercising. They'd be broken straight down, pass straight through the stomach, and we'd use them as energy. Some of them will go back into the muscle, some of them will be stored in the liver. But this is what happens when we eat carbs. We fill the glycogen levels back up. Now, as long as we stop there, we only introduce enough carbs that the body can use, store in the muscle, store in the liver. We're perfectly fine. The problem is if we eat a lot of carbs at the wrong time. So our body's full and we keep eating carbs. What happens? We keep topping up the stores, and at some point we do what's called spillover, which is absolutely what you're seeing now. We're spilling over. Well, that has nowhere to go. The muscle's full, the liver's full, so we only have one more option, and that's to store it as fat. So it goes directly into the fat cells and it's stored as fat. There's a lot more science to it, but that in very basic terms is why people get fat. Your glycogen levels are full, you eat more sugar, glycogen levels spill over, and you store as fat. That's why I do carb cycling. That's why I love carb cycling. It's another reason why ketosis works. But for me, carb cycling is the key. We use the carbs when we need the carbs. We feed the carbs when we need the carbs. When we don't need them, we don't eat them.